Well, hello my friends. Rebel Turner here. And today, I'm going to be joining Furtado in his shop. I have wood everywhere. And I gotta get busy. I really have to get busy. I know I got some amazing pieces in there. And you'll have to come back and see what's done out of this. Anyway, giving you a little tour of my wood pile. I mean, I have lace wood, I have oak, I have pepper tree, I have, oh my God, the list goes on forever. And not to mention a stack of sawn up slabs, blanks, all kinds of stuff. And this is all stuff that I got recently from the deceased wood turner that lived near me. I know, as you can see, that piece over there might be a piece of carrot wood. And I have a few blanks from that. So we'll see what we have in store for today. And of course, this is my trusty shop. So let's go in there and see what Al is up to. Well, hello again, and I'm back for the little bits that I got an opportunity to get back onto the lathe. And today, I think it's going to be a pretty special piece that's going up. Even if the turning is not great, the piece is special. When I went to my daughter's wedding in Idaho, I received a gift from a member of the family, of the new family. He had some Indian rosewood, but not just any Indian rosewood. He had come in possession of some sort of a column, maybe 3-4 feet long, and they were from an Indian shrine. So that was 300 to 400 years old. That's the estimated age of the piece. Well, anyway, when he got these columns, he's a furniture maker and all kinds of stuff, and he stripped it down to boards to utilize for one of his special projects that he had going on. And he had a couple of small pieces, which was the top or the base of this column that he gave me. So this one being about 1.5 inches thick, this one about 2 inches overall. And so I've been anxious, and yeah, I got a couple of other thin slices. I'm not sure what I'm going to use them for, but I'll probably use them for something. But anyway, he gave me these two, and this one will be a gift to my daughter that got married, and it will go back into the family. I'm not going to go too crazy on this. The thought behind this turning, of course, is I have to throw it down from here on down. And I am going to try to maintain some of this ancient coloration that's going through here. Maintain this as pure as possible. Just throw up the edge and hollow it up. So it's going to be a very simple turning, let's get started. Bring it to the lathe. Okay, the first thing that I want to do with this is I want to get pretty close to center on this and do a hole with for my worm screw. The piece is almost 7 inches, so 3.5 just shy this way. It's 6 5/8 this way, so 3 1/8 heavy. Got almost 6 3/4. So 3 3/8. Gonna make a hole right over there at 3 3/8, and that's gonna be pretty close to center, so I can keep this natural, and it will have slightly different thicknesses throughout the piece because it's not perfectly round. So, but that's what I want to achieve. Now, one of the person that gave me this, when he gave it to me, he warned me on how hard this wood was. Said that he went just doing cuts on this. He went through a couple of carbide blades on his bandsaw. So that should prove to be interesting for turning, to say the least. This will without a doubt be a very hard piece of wood, and it should prove to be quite a challenge to turn. Now I'm really pushing this in. This will have a super grip on here because the wood is so hard anyway. But making sure that it threads and not strip. On a worm screw, I'm applying pressure to the tailgate at the same time that I'm cranking it. This will assure me a good grip on that back side, and I can do whatever I want to do with this, which will be most likely a mortise on the back end once I got it all trued up. So hopefully this will work with me maintaining some of this, but if it doesn't, nothing is lost. I will still have the beautiful piece of wood if I have to come in here, but my first goal is to see what it looks like once I get to this base, true it up, get rid of all of this, and see if in fact I'm going to be able to keep at least the border on this on the very top as original as possible. So I'm going to start up the lathe, and I'm going to start it at around probably 800 RPMs or so. And I'm sure I'm going to need a nice sharp edge on this as well. That's 800 RPMs. Definitely needs to put a nice sharp edge on this. Okay, well, done the bottom, put it on my 50mm jaws, and I'm going to start to turn it again here. Very hard wood. So I'm getting a little bit of chatter. And because I'm getting that chatter, I'm going to bring my life center in for a while, as long as I can, to work out some of this hunk of wood. I can definitely say that this is the hardest wood by far that I've ever turned. I mean, I'm barely getting any shavings out of this, and what I'm getting is a majority of just dust. Truly amazing. I am getting covered in this very fine dust. So, yes, for those of you who are wondering, I got my face shield up, at least to protect me somewhat. And this is going to take quite a while for me to get down to the bottom. It's no wonder why I was warned that he went through a couple of carbide bandsaw blades while working on this stuff. I see why. Back to the lid. I'm going in from inside out. It makes it a little bit easy because I can start going inside. And of course I'm taking all of this from end grain as well. So let me get back in there and see what it does. And I can tell you this wood is, as old as it is, it has a very oily substance to it. Leg is going at 1500 RPM. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm literally pushing my tool in there with pretty much all my might. Now, one thing that I don't want to do to this is I definitely don't want to make this as thin as some of the pieces I make. And you will see that I have slight differences on the thickness and to this particular piece. To this particular piece anyway. I think that it will add a little bit of its age and beauty to it, and the natural characters that are inherited with the wood. I'm going to go in there, remove my tool rest, and start working out this bottom and see if I can work it a little bit more on this bottom from here on down once I remove this piece. I'm going to reverse the lathe to get the flap overs that I got on these cracks. Okay, so popping it off the chuck. Well, not off the chuck, just off the spindle. I'm gonna put a little bit of medium CA on this and some fine sawdust. Actually, I got thick CA. Okay, so I decided to rub in a little bit of the sawdust and then embed it into these cracks. So right now what I got in there is CA and it's got a little build up, so I'm going to sand it down. Alright, so this is a very hard wood, without a doubt. In the cutting, it's been the hardest that I've ever had to cut. You don't get any shavings off this, just dust. And all I did was sand it down with 80 grit. So 80 grit is far from being a good finish. But I've applied a sanding sealer to that to see what it looked like, and actually the grit doesn't cut it down very much either, so I don't see cut lines from the sandpaper or scratch lines. And as far as what my tool did, that doesn't look bad either. So I'm gonna wet sand this a little bit and use some steel wool and water and see what I get out of this. You know, if you see my videos, you see that I change things. I try different things. It's not necessarily, I don't give you what works or what doesn't work all the time. I will try something and you get to see firsthand if something works or not. And, you know, use your own judgment and never be afraid to try something, because you can always resand it if you need to, always. Or you can leave it the way that it comes out and take that as your lesson learned. A little bit of the Yorkshire grit. Well, 80 grit and Yorkshire grit for this. I'll be darned. Not bad. I am not recommending that you only sand with 80 grit, but that's what I got on here. It's unbelievable. And this one, I'm going to apply some paste wax. And let's see how this does. Let it dry. When I use paste wax, I let it dry for about 5-10 minutes and then buff it up. So I'll be back in a minute, in a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back, and this feels dry, so time to buff it up. Pretty piece. Very, how should I say? Very primitive. Well, definitely something different. Kept some of those greens that were the original color of the wood. Its original coat, wherever it wanted to stay. Kept its original shaping on the outside top edge, and basically just gave it a little bit of a base. Now the finish, it seems blotchy to me, and some of that is contributed by the CA that I put in here. I know that. I can see the high shine in the very middle. That has probably contributed to that more than anything else. The cuts are really smooth. I don't think the grit, the wood being as hard as it was, really did much. The sandpaper wasn't doing much. So I'm thinking that basically what I got is what came off pretty much the tool cuts. Again, super hard, very heavy, but a nice overall glow to the whole piece. Probably could do a might finish. This would probably work really well with a CA finish on the top of this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put this up and see what a thick CA finish will do on this piece. I'm going to sand it down one more time with steel wool. Sanding it down with some steel wool. And I'm going to apply a CA finish to this. I'm gonna do a thick CA. Not a bad finish, if I must say so myself. Well, here it is. You know, if you are trying something different and you go overboard or you do something that doesn't do what you were looking for, you know, you're never stuck with a finish or whatever the end results are most of the time with any of your pieces. You can always go back in there unless you've already finalized the foot and took it off and it's too thin. But during the turning process, before you pull it off, that's the last thing that you do. Take out that little nub on the bottom or that foot on the bottom. Before you do that, take a look at your finish and see if there's anything that you think that you could do to make it better. And you only stop when you feel that it's to your satisfaction. Now, it does not mean to your satisfaction that you could not go and still make it better. But if you're satisfied with something and you like something for whatever it's proposing, then that's the right finish. You don't need to go any further than that. Now, if you are doubtful and you're wondering and you think, well, you know, I should do this, I should do that, then it's an indication that you should do this or that. But I like to think that once I come to a look that I'm looking for and I like it, whether if it's shiny or not shiny, whether if it's matte, whether if it's uneven, and I like that result, then that's the finished piece. So here it is, a 300, maybe more, 400-year-old, 300 or 400-year-old Indian Rosewood is what I was told it was. My understanding is rosewood was always a little redder and probably a little bit more pronounced wood grain, and I really don't see much. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is Indian Rosewood. If you know, give me some feedback on it. Personally, the way it's cutting, well, I've cut some ebony small pieces and it's much lighter and much easier cutting than this. But I think that this might be an ebony more than it is Indian Rosewood. Hope you like it. We'll see you maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. Take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you.